I read something yesterday which was quite profound, I think, and I'd like to share that with you today as Thursday's thought. We miss out on experiencing God's presence by treating it as common. I'll say that again for you. We miss out on experiencing God's presence by treating it as common. This really stood out to me, and it got me wondering, what else do I treat as common? What else becomes familiar that it just becomes part of the routine? The value of it diminishes. The shininess, the attractiveness is tarnished. What are areas of my life that I get so used to doing, so used to having as part of my life, that I take them for granted because I start to treat them as common? Now, I make a bit of a joke with the surname of Smith. A lot of people say, oh, that's very common. To which I usually respond, no, it's popular. Now, if we were to say we miss out on experiencing God's presence because it's popular, are we doing that, trying to experience more of God's presence because it's the popular thing, it's the in thing to do? Well, I think for both of the uses of this word, whether it is we treat it as common or you want to go the opposite and say it's popular, we're only going to get to experience the joy of God's presence when we value it, when we invest time in it, when we want it to be such an important part of our life, our daily walk, that it just feels like the day's not real without experiencing that. If this isn't your experience, or you're not too sure how to go about it, think about it in terms of your personal relationships, relationship with your spouse. If you become common in the things that you do, if life becomes very routine, if you're a bit of that soccer parent kind of age group with kids doing sports and activities and things just become routine, you get stuck in a rut, you may start to take each other for granted. Sports players, they get told not to take for granted that they've played a team before, or that they think they know a skill set that somebody's got, but they've got to get out there and do their best. I think this applies in all areas of our life, whether we're into sports, whether we're into God, whether we have a spouse or not. If we want to experience the fullness of joy that our lives were created for, then we need to stop taking things for granted. We need to stop seeing things as common and just it's part of our life, it's meant to happen, but actually engage with it. Get involved, get connected, do things to make it an important part of your life, an important aspect of your everyday. Now, for those of you who are involved with the same church as I am, there's a bit of a theme going through at the moment this year about the secret place. Now, the secret place, the Bible tells us, is that place where God's presence dwells. If you want that secret place to become part of your everyday life, you've got to prepare your heart. You've got to bring yourself into humility, into a space of recognition that the presence of God found in the secret place is not to be taken for granted. It's not to be treated as common. Neither are we to consider that because God is everywhere, that he's with us. He'll take care of things. We have to engage in it as a relationship. We've got to engage with our spouses in an active relationship. We've got to engage in our employment and our sports team, whatever activity that we're involved in, with commitment, with a passion. And my challenge for us all today is, what are you doing to make things less common and demonstrate that they hold such value for you that you never want them to become common? If this is your story, if this has challenged you in some way, why not reach out to me, simonjsmith.org. Happy to have a chat with you about how you can get into the secret place. Some of the simple, easy to do things that can become part of a discipline rather than treating it as a routine, that can help you develop that relationship with God. Bless you in all that you do, and until next time, may you experience a healthy mental, physical and spiritual life. God bless.